Yo, what's up, guys? Madden Fire here, back with a video, and today we're going to bring you guys another offensive scheme. Today we're going to be running the gun trips tight end offset. It's actually an offense that I've been running since like Madden 18. I mean, it ran a lot in Madden 19, but this has definitely been one of my favorite offenses ever in Madden of all time. I've ran this a lot, so I've kind of gotten, all of these setups down. I've made videos on it every single year since Madden 18, so I definitely have this offense down. We're going to be in the Seattle Seahawks offensive playbook today. Seattle Seahawks, I like the Seahawks bunch. It's honestly what I run offensively. I just run this bunch and bunch tight end combo, but you can also mix in this trips tight end offset, and you can honestly run a scheme by itself around this. So let's get into the audibles. What I have is the level sail. I'll probably throw in either a read option or an inside zone, but you got level sail, read option, or inside zone, X under, and PA crossers. This formation is in a lot of playbooks as well. I'm not going to name all of them, but it is in a good amount of playbooks, the Jets, some other ones as well. But yeah, with that being said, let's get straight into it. Also, before we get into the video, make sure you guys drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and follow all of my links in the description. About 70% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if that's you, you're watching, you're enjoying the content, go ahead, hit that sub button right now. But actually, to start out, I wanted to talk about this RPO buck alert bubble. This is actually a really good way to run a QB run. Now, it's going to be better if you have Escape Artist, I'm pretty sure, but Dak Prescott's mobile enough that we should be able to get it to work with him. And I'm sure some of you guys have definitely seen this, but all you do is you snap the ball, and then you're going to pump fake. The way you pump fake is you double tap B, so you're going to snap the ball, pump fake, and then you can kind of take off with Dak. Now, that was probably a little bit slow, and again, Escape Artist will help a lot because you get a way faster head start, but here we're going to run it, and I mean, it did work the play before this, which I should have showed the replay, but I mean, I have got this to work before. Zeke, I wish you could just pick up that block, but trust me, this can work. It's a good red zone play. Dak, again, Dak's pretty fast. He's not the fastest, so in Ultimate Team, I'm sure you could get guys faster, but I don't even know. Maybe if I ID him, he'll get blocked, or I slide, ID him. I'm not sure why he's just not getting blocked right now, but we'll pump fake again, scramble out, and now you see it work a little bit better. This is kind of an idea of how it can work, and Dak, for some reason, seems super slow right now, but that kind of concept, it can work a lot, it can be good, and it's just kind of a good glitch play. Even if you are running bunch, you can kind of get in here, especially if you have like a fast QB, and do some work with that particular play. All right, now getting into the actual plays that we discussed earlier, we're going to start out with the level sail. And the first way I like to run this is to streak B and just drag X. You could leave X on the in route. I like to drag a little bit better just to get a little bit more depth between the deeper in route with gallop and this drag. But this is the first way to run it. You could also smart out A in shorter down and distances, like a 2nd and 5, for example. But this is going to be the first way to run it. We'll just snap the ball. Nice little high-low read on that right side. This is a play that pretty much all of you should know if you've played Madden. We've all played the bot who will run level sail every single play until you stop it, and it's honestly not a bad play. It's a very good quick snap play. You can run it stock and have success, but again, just a simple concept. It's pretty good against man coverage as well. You have that table route that can actually get open and the corner out, as well as your drag potentially getting separation, but just a solid play. A thing I've done in the past is even motion over this streak just to open up that corner out even more. It's definitely an option you could do. So for example, now you see it opened up Zeke, but it also opened up Schultz late for that little possession catch on this sideline. So you can definitely use it as a clear out if you want to. You can also just wait for him completely on the sideline like this, and then get him open so you don't have that situation where the curl flat and outside third were kind of bumping like they were last play. But you see it definitely opens up Ezekiel Elliott in that backfield a lot more than it normally would. Setup number 2 for this play would be just to add one little thing, and that would be if it's man coverage and you want to, you can definitely add this little out route instead. These out routes are very good this year. You've seen them a lot. They can get to the outside, get a little bit more space than maybe that table route also could, because it is a little bit delayed than the normal table route. And yeah, it's going to be good against man coverage, a lot better than the normal table route could be. Just a very quick break, very difficult to defend with the user because of how slow they are. So just something else that you could add to the play. All right, the next setup I like to go with is to actually create kind of a curl flat concept. So we're going to streak Cooper, put Zeke on that little out route, and then go with a curl flat on the opposite side. This is pretty much just using the corner out. We're hot routing a lot throughout this play, so this is kind of a concept that you could really run out of any play, but I just like having that corner out, streak combination. But I mean, yeah, just a basic combo, and these are just, basic plays that work pretty well. So again, Here's a look at your route combination, just basic stuff. Realistically, if I wanted to, I could put Cooper on, like, or I could motion snap him rather, but yeah, this is just a nice little basic concept. Again, you can really open up this corner out deep, and we're on the short side of the field. You could also maybe run it on the wide side to get a little bit more space for that play as well. Last thing I'll show is kind of a chaotic setup, but this one does kind of work. We're going to go with like a little drag and like a backside slant and a flat. So you have a lot of routes here. For this one, you could even do something that would probably help it, and that's to block the running back. I mean, you just see how chaotic it gets there with the flat, the drag, all that stuff. So you can block him and then go with the flat and the slant, just like here. This setup is not the best, but I mean, you have a little slant, drag, corner out, and backside flat. It would actually not be terrible. And I mean, especially if it's man coverage, all those routes beat man besides the flat, so it could definitely help you in that aspect. All right, hopping into the next play, which will be the read option. This is a formation that I like to mix in the run and pass a lot. So, I mean, even if you guys don't like running the ball, the read option, the inside zone combination are very good out of this, so you would want to run the ball probably at least 10 times a game, I would say. Now, the reason I always like read option over inside zone is just because if you have any kind of a mobile quarterback and they do not put their option defense to conservative, it can almost take one of these guys out of the play. So it literally takes number 98 out of the play over there, Max Crosby, just by me having the threat of the read option. So it takes one guy out of the play. Even if we're not going to hand the ball off, this will just allow you to get a little bit more yards downfield, which you see actually resulting in pretty good success rate here. So it's something I've always liked to do. And then if he ends up playing it, you could, of course, take off, which he probably won't now because I think Dak is a scrambling quarterback archetype. So I think the computer usually will just autoplay the run every single time. Well, never mind. But yeah, you can definitely take off if you have the space. Be a little bit careful because if you don't have escape artist, again, it's going to be a little bit slower. But yeah, you should get pretty good blocking. This is just against a regular nickel formation. This run's also pretty good against 3-3-5 wide, especially if they don't have any run D. 2-4-5 odd, it can definitely be good against that as well. But I mean, you just see very good blocks there, very good run development. Another thing you can do that I've done to either A, open up the read option, or B, just confuse him a little bit is incorporate some motion. This will just get him thinking about the pass a little bit more, and it can kind of take his eyes off the running game. Also, you saw there was a pretty big hole there, so if we could have got past that first line of defense, it could have resulted in a pretty big play for us. Anyways, with that being said, let's hop into the next play, which is going to be X under. This play is actually pretty interesting. You have a couple of unique routes, starting out with our boy Michael Gallup on this corner out. This corner out's pretty solid. You can smart out it, I believe, in those short situations, get a little bit shorter if you want. But our first setup is just going to be to go ahead and smoke screen X. With B, you can do a couple of different things. Again, it's kind of tough because maybe we want to drag him and put Zeke on that little route, but I could really just kind of run this stock. This route gets in the middle of the field pretty well, so I could just kind of smoke screen X and snap the ball. I believe you used to, in Madden, you used to actually be able to motion this guy in and kind of motion snap him. You can't do that anymore, but you can turn him into a post route, which is something we'll go over next. So a little bit unfortunate. What I was saying is you would kind of motion him in like 1 or 2 steps and snap the ball right here, but you can only do that by motioning him over completely. Now, again, I like this play better in those shorter yard situations so that your corner out doesn't run super deep down the field because this route right here, CeeDee Lamb is actually pretty solid. So if you want to hit CeeDee Lamb, this is kind of similar to the verticals route that goes like 40 yards down the field. It's always wide open. You could just run it like this, actually, and just streak Schultz, or realistically, I could just delay fade him. But yeah, this would be your play design. You're going to kind of wait to roll out here, and you see CD just get super far down the field. Not necessarily good against this particular coverage, but he's going to beat man coverage. He's going to beat most zones because they're not going to go down that far of the field. So his route is actually really, really good. It should be pretty similar to the one out of verticals, but you just have this nice little stock corner route. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to, I could also leave Amari Cooper's route. I don't have to smoke screen him. Of course, this will just give you a little bit of an underneath option, and if the corner route's not getting open anyway, then there's no reason to, but I kind of like it because it gives you just a little high-low read on that backside and little late read, so I can hit him, or if I wait a little bit longer, I can, of course, hit Gallup on that corner out sometimes. So overall, I mean, it just gives you options. I definitely like this setup. Similar to the other one, you could put Zeke on this little out route if you prefer, of course. And kind of going back to the same play design, we could motion Gallup over in this particular design. So now we have like a post, kind of a shorter post, and then we have a deeper post. I'm not the biggest fan of this particular setup, which I'll show you what the setup I like with the post route better, but that is something that you could do. Now, the setup I like a little bit better is going to be to block A, slant B, and then we're just going to motion gallop over on his route. So here's going to be your setup. With X, you can kind of do whatever. You could curl him, I could leave him, but this is my favorite setup for this post route with Gunslinger. That's an easy completion, by the way, so don't be fazed by that, but this is just a nice little setup. Again, I like the little slant to this route. Of course, you can delay fade. With Cooper, if you find him getting in the way, if I have outside apprentice, I would probably like depost him just to get him kind of out of the way, but you could streak him. But I mean, just a basic setup. Sometimes these setups are a little bit better. You see Zeke is wide open. Here you could hit CD. They're both open, but that's definitely a nice little play design out of X under. Last but not least, I could maybe drag B, block the running back, and then maybe I just motion gallop over. So I keep the deeper corner out. I have the drag, and now I have a backside post and that little underneath dig route. So this would be another option for that. Maybe it opens up your post route a little bit because you stretch out that inside third to the right. So that is another setup for X under. All right, our next play and last play, probably the best play, is going to be the PA crosser. It's going to utilize this crossing route a lot. And this is similar, kind of a similar play to PA boot over actually, just because you have the play action, you have this guy who's kind of on this flat route. So we're going to use this delay fade a lot from this because you do kind of want to roll out, and that's where the delay fade is best incorporated. So I mean, the standard setup is just to like in either X or Y. Usually I'll put Y on a little in route and then I'll motion Cooper over, put him on a streak, and this is just what you're going to do. This is the setup that I ran a lot last year when I ran the formation, and you just kind of run it like this. You can roll out, hit that crosser, or hit the in route, and you have the streak. You also have the delay fade. So I always like having the streak and delay fade. Of course, it might look weird on the play art because, you know, you have two streaks kind of running in the same area, but of course your delay fade is not going to go down the field until late, and it's really not going to get that deep anyway. So I perfectly fine running this. This is a nice max protect setup as well, so against pressure will definitely be favorable to you. So that is a nice little way to run it. Piggybacking off of that, another way to do it would be just to put your running back on the little flat route. So you're going to put him on a flat route this way, and then you're going to go ahead kind of run the same thing. Now, with Y, we could do a couple of different things, and I'll show different things that you could do, but this would just be a way. I mean, the in route and the out route, they kind of look like they're going to the same area again, but trust me, it'll be a little bit delayed, and if that is an issue, you could just flip Gallup and Cooper there. I could just streak Michael Gallup and then put Cooper on the in route, so pretty simple stuff there. I could also go with maybe a slant route or a drag route, like over here, keep the deeper post with Cooper because I like that. I could also smart route it, so you could run a setup like this out of a max protect. This would be a nice quick snap setup as well. And I also like with this to put Zeke on an in route, or what's it called, out to the left. So you could put him on an out to the left. This just gives you another option. And because you have like a deeper post over there, usually he gets wide open. This is again a concept I run out of PA boot over, where I just kind of run it stock and I put Zeke on that particular route. So again, here's a look at that setup. This one, no motion, but again, I just smart out X, drag Y, put RB on an out to the left, and then delay fade A. So I can still roll out, but Zeke is just a nice little option over there. Here you see we were able to roll out, hit the delay fade. Delay fade is just super good, especially against zone coverage. You know people won't man him up, and then, you know, you get people to start manning him up, that takes away a person, but really just every time you see someone shed, you can just release him, and it's such a benefit to the offense. So that's something that I like a lot. Just giving you guys some good setups. Again, I could realistically put Y on a little drag, or maybe I put him on a little baby out route to the other side. So you could just kind of mix it up like this, and these setups would not be terrible. Again, I can roll out, hit Schultz, I could hit the deep post, I could hit the crosser. Just overall, I mean, it gives you a ton of options, and yeah, this is why it is one of my favorite setups. So, I mean, you combine all of this with the rest of the setups, and it's going to be very solid for you. You also, once again, you still have this little route with, or a little glitch play with Dak that you can just run up the field. So, I mean, if you have escape artist, or you're using Lamar, Josh Allen, or Kyler, then you can really take advantage with that play. That's also a go-to money play. So if you need to know how to score in the red zone, run that play. You'll be fine, trust me. So that's pretty much going to do for the video. If you enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.